a Playlyst original.
Welcome to the Pilot Podcast,
where we review the pilot episodes of TV shows to answer your question, should I watch this?
My name is Mitu.
And my name is BJ.
And this week, we're watching the listener-requested Wild Cards on CW, Canadian TV, and Prime Video.
So stay tuned to find out if Mitu would want to work for the maritime law team.
Sure, I think everyone who's ever listened to me ever speak about these things would be just on the edge of their seat to find out.
You do love water and swimming.
I do, actually.
So while we all ponder that question, can you let us know what happened on this show?
Yes. In Wild Cards on CW and Prime Video, Cole, played by Giacomo Giannotti, is a demoted water cop who gets a chance at redemption back to detective status as long as he can work well cracking cases with Max, played by Vanessa Morgan, a con woman who's also hoping for redemption, aka a chance to stay out of jail.
So Mitu, we have seen so many procedural, so many detective shows, and I think what we've learned is your main duo have to have good chemistry.
Yes.
What did you think of Max and Cole as a team?
I loved their chemistry. They have such good banter. I love the fact that they did not get along, or rather, Max thrilled. She was like, as long as I'm not in jail, I'm winning the lottery. Cole, not so thrilled. And I think that makes for a very fun dynamic. There were some romantic things that seemed to be bubbling up. I'd like that to go away. I want this to be a platonic thing because I just think it makes the show funnier and more enjoyable. To me, this feels like white collar. And so I like them as like a begrudging pair that can't fully trust each other, but cannot deny the chemistry that they have and the way that their smarts link up to solve cases.
That's a really good comparison. I like that we have Max, who is a seasoned con woman. She has connections, she has experience, she almost got away with her activities. And then Cole, who is trying to redeem himself. So we have someone, like you said, very excited for this opportunity, and then stuck with someone frustrated to be doing this job along with still working in the maritime unit.
We also learned that he has kind of a shaky relationship with the department overall. He was not necessarily demoted just because of, let's say, bad performance. Obviously, there's going to be some overarching things throughout this show that we'll find out. And so he is already feeling a little not great about working in this department, but feeling compelled to keep working because of his personal connection to the work. And yet, now he has this new thing that they've thrown at him in Max as his partner. I also loved the way that this pilot episode opens by showing Max conning. They could have gone either way with showing us either Cole being a real smarty smart pants or Max showing us her skills. And I like that they went with Max because it was genuinely just fun to watch her go through this con.
Yes, she is fun to watch. Seeing her in the kind of criminal world is fun, and having Cole come in as the person trying to make things more orderly is a nice juxtaposition. And we see how Max is a wild card because she can be unpredictable. And that's just another thing that Cole has to deal with when there's so much pressure coming down on him from the seniors in the police department, and apparently the mayor, who's putting a lot of pressure on him.
I love when a procedural brings up the mayor. The mayor is paying close attention on this one.
That mayor seems to be too involved and very straight up was like, I have to do this for the donors.
Yes, a classic procedural, which leads me to, I love how frothy this show is. It is so light. It took me a while to even understand that a murder had taken place. Even the murder itself was so, I don't know how to phrase this, but almost like gently done, that I thought that the guy was knocked out. Like I did not know he had been killed. And so It was just such a light show. We're mostly focusing on this art heist storyline. And of course, we have Max's con at the beginning that we navigate in this first episode as well. But it just felt really, really light and fun. It's so watchable.
Yes, they're not going for gritty or dark or gory. There is a murder, there are crimes, but they're not heavy. And a lot of the story is actually about Max and Cole's careers and families and their past and what is motivating them to work together now.
And I don't think that they overdid it. I liked the reveal of Max's dad, played by Jason Priestley. I liked the reveal around Cole's brother. I liked that we even had a backstory on these very sassy kids on his houseboat that he's dealing with, as well as his cat. I even liked the post-credits scene that we have with Max and her dad. But for the most part, it's really focusing on their relationship with each other. And so even the bit of backstory that we get either way, it just helps to explain what they're bringing to the dynamic. It didn't feel overdone. I feel like sometimes we'll watch these things and it is so heavy on the backstory that it's like, okay, then why do I care about what's happening right now?
And now that you've said all of that, it's making me realize the writers accomplished a lot in this pilot episode, from introducing Max and her skills to setting up this duo to an entire murder mystery with plot twists, as well as hints of people's backgrounds and motivations. And none of it felt overwhelming. It stayed light and frothy.
And we got some of Cole's skills too.
Yes, he is also talented. They need each other to solve the cases.
Shout out to those writers. It felt like, in the best way, like an early 2000s, really well-balanced pilot. Even though it was 40 minutes, I didn't feel like any of the 40 minutes was wasted.
Yes, this was not made for streaming.
No, super efficiently done.
Why don't they make TV like this anymore?
What did Kim Kardashian say? People just don't want to work anymore. Just joking. But these writers were working. A lot happened in this first episode, and it wasn't overwhelming. And it didn't drag.
I do appreciate that they are keeping this style of television alive in a sense. And yes, you can watch it on streaming platforms, but I think there's an advantage to storytelling that's not meant to be streamed in an 8-hour block on your weekend.
Yes.
I like that they are, laying down the groundwork, giving us some interesting story now, but also giving the characters time to develop. I think there's a lot more to Max and Cole that we haven't seen yet, and they have presented the characters in such a way that I do want to know more about them.
That's true. There's so much room for development individually and as a pair.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So do you want to watch that continued development and frothy crime-solving fun on Wild Cards?
So here's when I have to admit to listeners something I told Mitu before we recorded.
I
have seen this show already.
Okay.
So I was excited that we are reviewing it. I rewatched it for this podcast episode, but this is already a show I would watch again casually. I think it's really fun. It's already got a couple seasons out, and it is a nice, light show that fills that mystery solving itch, but is not too heavy. How do you feel?
Also, in the world of confessions, I noticed BJ was silent when I bravely admitted this, but he also said the guy just looked knocked out and not killed. I need y'all to know that I am not a woman on an island, and that my friend is right there next to me, who also did not understand that this guy had passed. All that said, I would watch again casually too. This is so fun. This is going to be a great mystery watch to enjoy. And if you are frothy procedural hive, how did this person pair with that person to solve crimes? If you have a white collar sized hole in your heart, you might enjoy this.
So Mitu, you are a Canadian cop. Would you want to be assigned to the maritime unit?
I would not want to be a Canadian cop. I do not want to be a cop in any place. I do not want to be a cop on a train, on a plane. Sam, I am. I do not want to be someone who carries a weapon professionally.
What about a moon cop? Doesn't that sound cool?
No. No, not at all. That sounds terrible. So now I have a weapon and I'm confused about gravity? No, thank you.
What about like a deep ocean cop, like a submarine?
Okay. I think we remember what happened with those. No, thank you. And then adding, again, the element of arming me. I just don't think this is a good idea. So no, I would not want to be a Canadian cop, period. It sounded like, of the Canadian cop options, if that were your journey, the maritime seemed kind of peaceful as depicted by the show, because Cole was bored in that role. And bored feels like a great way to be.
He wanted more action. He wanted more dangerous crimes to solve, bigger threats to stop.
Yes, that is not my ministry.
Okay, just thought I'd ask.
Of course, that's what friends do. We just get to know each other.
That's true. You can hear more of us getting to know each other because we are legitimate friends by heading to our website, thepilotpodcast.com, and you can follow us on all of your favorite podcast platforms.
You can also follow us on social media at thepilotpod, and you can send thoughts, feelings, show recommendations, because every other week, just like this one, we do a show recommended by you, our wonderful listeners, to askthepilotpodcast@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.
Bye.